Hey guys, Thrasher here. Dragon Ball Legends has a new content update. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so at first glance it looks like this wasn't a big content update, but there's actually a lot going on under the hood. So let's go through them one at a time. I've actually gone through before and done a little bit of playing here and there to see what's going on, and I've made a bullet point list here to make sure that I'm not missing anything, because there's a lot going on that doesn't seem obvious at first. The very first thing we should do is go into PvP and make sure you collect your PvP rewards. I've already done that, and I've done a couple matches so that we could look at a few of the other things that are going on. We have a new season. They have adjusted the PvP match rewards, and they've changed the rewards. So now we get Z power for the yellow extreme Trunks, and we get a new piece of equipment for him. So let's go to menu, and then we're going to go to news and check out the changes in PvP real fast. There's nothing crazy going on here. We now get Z power for this Trunks, which is very good if you're running either a mono yellow team, or if you've heard of my Mad Gohan team. He is very helpful for Mad Gohan if you get him to 7-star. This piece of equipment right here can be used for all Hybrid Saiyan units. I think it's optimized for the Super Saiyan Red Trunks. It's a great piece of equipment for him. I wouldn't say it's amazing for the yellow sparking Kid Gohan, just because it's mainly for blast attack, and Kid Gohan is meant to do strike attack. So it's not a bad piece of equipment for him, but it's definitely optimized for Trunks. There are also two more things related to PvP. One is a little tertiary to it, I guess. So if you go back into the PvP area and you go to the exchange shop, they have restocked the Super Soul 2s in the rare metal area. So if you go all the way down here, they do have up to, I believe, 8 you can get. I obviously used some back when this first came out, so I can only get 6 on a few, 7 on one. You probably don't need Super Soul 2s if you've been going through recent events, or if you've gone through all of the recent content, but if you're a newer player, these are extremely helpful to get your units to level 1000. The last thing PvP related, if we go back into the news area, is they did add missions for the new PvP season. So if we go back into this and check it out, and we go all the way down, we will see that there are rewards, 1000 Chrono Crystals, pretty standard. This is pretty much what we get every season. There's nothing crazy in there. It's just play PvP, play with specific colors and specific tags like Hybrid Saiyan, play with Android, all really straightforward. If you have any questions about it, make sure to throw it in the comments. I'll get to it. Then if we back out and look at the actual content, story content side, we go over to story. They brought back all of the scout battles, with the only exception being that Krillin's scout battle is only hard mode, so we don't have both modes for that, just hard. Nothing else crazy going on here. They're all here. The other thing to note is bonus battle experience and bonus battle Zenny no longer have the once per day limit. You can do them as many times as you want. I would not do them because there are better options for both. For bonus battle experience, instead you should do hard mode chapter book 5 chapter 6, and for Zenny you want to be doing the Raditz event for Zenny farming of golden equipment. And since we're on the Raditz thing, the next thing to note is they did, if we switch over to hard mode, they did reduce the difficulty of EX5 and EX6. So that's another huge thing that is probably going to go unnoticed by a few people. It won't go unnoticed that they made it easier, but what's going to go unnoticed is the devs are actually listening to our feedback. A lot of people were saying this is too hard. So if you go into EX5, you'll see that the units are easier to beat. They're slightly lower leveled, and if we go to the challenge, it's now 480,000 damage instead of 160,000. And then if we go look at EX6, it is actually beatable without 2 to 3 purple units. Now you just have to clear it within 100 counts, and the units are weaker, so this is definitely beatable now. Two last pieces of information related to story content. If we go back, we do have the main story final piece of book 1 hard, or part 1 hard mode. As you can see, I'm almost done. I believe I've got 1 or 2 left. What does this go to? 7, 8, and I'm on 7, 7. So I've got 1 or 2 left to do. A couple things to note. Book 5 Chapter 6 is still the best experience in the game. If you need to level up a unit, make sure to do Book 5 Chapter 6. But all of these Book 7 ones that I've been doing so far, the amount of Rising Souls you can get is insane. There are a couple runs where I'm getting 40 to 50 Rising Souls. So you have to go through and find the Rising Soul that you need, but whatever kind of Rising Soul that you're farming, you can get a ton of it out of here. And then final thing related to story, they did announce that part 2 is coming. If we go back to news, we can see that there is a main story part 2 pre-release campaign. There's not really a lot that it's saying, it's just telling us that we can do the bonus battles as many times as we want per day, and that part 2 is coming. And if we scroll down a little bit, you can see that there's this equipment, and then all the scout battles are back, like I said. And then there's 2 more things. One is we have 4-star adventures now. So if we go menu, adventure, I did do a few PvP matches to get the 4-star adventures, so let's go ahead and start one up. I haven't started any yet. We'll go ahead and hit accept on this, check the details to see what we need. It's going to take 4,000 Zenny, an hour to complete, and this one I want to either be using purple or red units to have an increased chance for better success. So we'll grab this red and purple unit, start adventure, and then I'll set the rest of those up later. The last major thing, and this is huge, I also have a word of warning for it. If we go over to summons, they brought back the Ultra Space Time #1 summon. So if we go down here, you'll see they have actually added a consecutive summon. So if you consecutive summon, they will give you this ticket that it says up here, comes with a freebie, which means that when you do a consecutive summon, at the cost of 10 single summons, you get a guaranteed sparking unit. This is a huge precedent. This means that there are going to be guaranteed sparking summons in the future. It's a little different than they do with a few other games, but it's the same idea. As long as you do this consecutive summon, which costs 10 single summons worth of crystals, you're guaranteed to get a sparking unit, which is awesome. Do not do it. Don't use your crystals on this. All of the units in here are free units. It's not worth your crystals, but this is an awesome precedent that they've set here, and I'm willing to bet that this will continue to happen with slightly older units as we go through the game. So we'll probably see Ultra #2 Space Time and Ultra #3 Space Time with the guaranteed sparking ticket as you consecutive summon in the future. So that's just something to keep in mind. But like I said, do not spend crystals on this. There's lots of new units coming out that you're not guaranteed to get for free. So don't waste crystals on this. And that's really all there is for this update. If you have any questions or anything you think I missed, make sure to throw it down in the comments. I'll get to it. And if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.